Hello, everybody. I am just signing on early before I get started at 8 o'clock with the podcast. And tonight we're going to have a lot of fun learning some numerology, more about numerology than we did before. So, last week was just teaching you how to do your numbers, and tonight I'm going to teach you how to do some more. So, let's get y'all signed in. I will go on TikTok a little later. But right now, I am just letting people sign on. This session might be a little hard for the people on TikTok to stay with us because they won't be able to see the table view. I'll have to pick up the sheets and kind of just show them a little bit about it, but they'll be able to catch it by what I'm saying on how to do certain things. So we will be on TikTok. Get some sheets out to get working. If you log in, please say hello. Lots to do tonight. Oops. Put this down here. And now, oh, see, two are watching. If you're logging in, say hello. Hey, happy Thanksgiving, my bestie. Well, we're going to be doing some numerology today. It's going to be fun. So get y'all some paper and pencil if you want to learn. I'm not doing everybody's stuff, so I'm going to teach you how to do it. I'm going to teach you how to do you without D batteries. No, just kidding. So if you're signed in, go ahead and say hello, because we're going to do some numerology today. I'm going to review really quick what we did last week, and I'm going to move into another piece tonight. But you're going to need to have paper and pencil, or paper and pen. Pencil is better because you can erase. I kind of have both by me because I'll do some things in paper and some things in pencil and some things. Hey, Mark, my buddy, happy Thanksgiving. I love cooking, preparing. So we're going to get some more people on. We got 5 more minutes. We're going to have I'm going to do a lot of teaching tonight. So if you want to learn, have paper and pencil with you. You have to get up. You've got to Rouse's. That's what I had to bring a turkey today. I went to Rouse's and got a turkey. Oh, you poor thing. You shopped all day. I dread that because I know the stores were packed. So I got 6. So I had 6. We went down to 4. Hey, Zeta, happy Thanksgiving to you too, love. And for Magni too. Again, get paper and pencil ready for tonight because you're going to need it. I'm getting ready. In a couple of minutes, I'll jump onto TikTok and get them. But TikTok won't be able to see everything like you guys will see because I've got a different view. Let's see for you. Let's see. I'll give you a quick view of that. See, there's the. It's all. Why is it all hazy? It's hazy. There we go. It adjusted. So there you go. So there's the books. So it's all hazy. Y'all can see TikTok in the background moving. There's TikTok in the background. So it's all set up. Waiting to go live. Let's see here. Boom. And somebody's buttering some bread on TikTok. So join in. Get some, again, have paper and pencil, because you're going to need it, or paper and pen, because I am going to teach y'all more numerology tonight. As soon as we get rolling, I'm going to do a couple of announcements, and then I am going to get into the I'm going to get into the numerology, and we'll have another little lecture. So it's going to be a lot of fun tonight. You're going to learn tonight. So let's see. So we went up to 6 and then back down to 4. I'm about to, so in a few minutes I'm going to go live. When I get to 1 minute in, I'll go live on TikTok to get some TikTokers in there. But the better view is here on Facebook, or if you're following me on YouTube, because you can actually see the table where we're going to be doing some working, some numerology stuff. Still, not a whole lot of people in here. I only see 4. So get some paper and pencil. We need to get y'all to be, hopefully we'll be more. A lot of people are going to miss out. Here we go. We jumped up to 7. People start signing in. Okay, I'm going to start TikTok. We're going to get started at 8 o'clock. I am teaching numerology tonight. Hey, Mary, if you want to learn numerology, a lot about it, grab paper and pencil. You're going to need it. So get that ready, and then let me go on to TikTok and do a live. Go live on TikTok, and then in a minute we'll go live on the other thing. Hi, everybody. So welcome to my live. This is Touching Eternity, the podcast. I'm your host, Sid Patrick. Last week I promised you guys I was going to teach y'all some more numerology. I'm going to show you the numerology chart. I'm going to show you how to do your numbers and your name, and I will show you all the other things that are done on a regular chart. But tonight, if you're joining me, please take a moment while I get ready to open up on my other format, and get some pencil and paper ready, because you're going to need it for tonight, because tonight is going to be numerology, the second piece. So let's go ahead and get you some pencil and paper together. And as soon as we hit 8 o'clock, I will do the intro. And it should be in just about a minute. We're just getting some people logged in. If you're in TikTok, please tap the screen. Always share, like, and hey, Jill, happy Thanksgiving. Grab some paper and pencil, Jill, if you're going to stay with us tonight, because we are going to be learning some numerology. That's going to be a lot of fun. So again, get some paper and pencil. We'll be doing some numerology charts. And I'm getting ready to go live on my other format. So as soon as that 8 o'clock hits, we'll do that, and then we'll get rolling. All right, here we go. Good evening. Welcome to Touching Eternity, the podcast. I am your host, Sid Patrick. Thank you for joining me tonight. Tonight, we're going to be going over some numerology. We started last week. I'm going to do a quick brush up on last week, and then I will get more into, numerology. Last week we went over like your life path. Tonight we're going to go over what the meanings in your name is, and I'm going to teach you how to do your own name. So you will need paper and pencil for tonight so that you can write out your name and do the numbers, and I'm going to teach you how to do them. Okay, so while we're waiting for a few more people to sign in, because we will be doing some numerology tonight and teaching you how to do that. And my phone keeps going off. It won't stay on, but okay. So and I'm trying to get to TikTok. People on TikTok that are joining me, you're not going to be able to see the flat table, but I will lift the pages up so you can see them, because TikTok keeps knocking me out of my podcast programmer. So I guess they don't like some of the things I'm teaching or saying or something, but I can go live on TikTok, but I will show you. So grab pencil and paper, but while you do that, I'm going to move to full screen here and just say to you a few things. One, we have an event. We have bungalow readings over in those people who are in the New Orleans area. They've been hearing about that on Facebook and on certain formats. So bungalow readings are, I have 3 readers coming over to my house just to hang out for the day, and you can get a reading from one of them. You can log in and prepay and get a time slotted, or you can just come on over and hang out. And when there's an opening, you will also get, be able to meet with that reader. The readers are the wonderful Lydia Cruz, who's been reading with me for probably 13, 14 years. She's old school is all I can tell you. She's old school. She's wonderful. She's already starting to fill up. But then we also have Lisa, who's also another reader who's been with me for probably a good 10, 12 years as well. She's excellent in tarot. And then there's my co-host in a lot of things is Misty Gaither. She'll be here doing mediumship. So it's just a day around my house and around my home. and and I won't be reading. I will be there entertaining everybody while they're waiting for their readings and talking to them and doing things. But that's going to be December the 13th. If you go to my website, sid-patrick.com, you can book your slot, or if you just want to wait and show up that day, we usually will have one of the readers should be free during the sessions, so you can probably get in and see one. Right now, Miss Lydia is booking up, but Miss Lydia always books up, so just know that. But we have 2 other fabulous readers as well. It's $50 for 30 minutes. Come join us. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. And Charmaine. Well, Charmaine, we doing? You're cooking. Hey, everyone! Like Misty just joined us on the live. She just joined us on the screen, and she's just saying hi to everyone. She is one of the readers on December the 13th. That's a Saturday from 11 to 5 at my home. If you go to my website, sid-patrick.com, the information's there. You can also, if you want to book a session, but one of those pre-book it so you have a time slot, you can do that. Or if you just ride in the neighborhood and want to show up, you can show up. We're going to have a lot of fun that day, so come out and join us. Hey, Mark. So if everybody's got their pencil and paper. So last week we talked about numerology, and I'm going to move to my table view. Everybody learned about the 2 books. The first one is the complete book of numerology, Discovering the Inner Self by David A. Phillips. I do recommend this book as a reference book. There's also one more. You can get these on Amazon. You can get them on eBay dirt cheap because they're old books. But these are your reference. These are like your Bibles. These are your These will tell you where to put what on the chart. And the next book is by Juno Jordan. It's the Numerology, the Romance in Your Name. And here it is for those on TikTok, because I know y'all can't see what's laying down here on the thing. So get those books if you're really into numerology. So some people have no idea what a numerology chart is. So I am going to show you the size of a numerology chart that I use. I use 2 sizes. I use a small one, and I'll show you the small one first. And this is just the bigger one is an exact duplicate. Just makes it easier to write numbers. The smaller one here is paper. It's scaled down, but it has all the things that the big one has. But it also, when I do your charts, I give you this so you can understand where things are. And I will show it to the TikTok audience. Let me get it so they can see it as well. So this is, let me come back a little bit. So this is like the smaller chart. Every one of those little squares has a letter or a number in it, and they all have meanings. So it's a lot. And so what the class will teach you is how to fill out a numerology chart. I will be having a numerology class where I will present it all again, but I'm trying to, it used to be a 3-day class. I'm trying to decrease it to a 1-day. So I'm giving you a lot of the information online so that you can look at it and get it. And I will teach a class that you can come and we can start playing with the numbers and interpreting charts. For my readers, this is the big chart. So this is the big chart, and this is where all the numbers go. And so last week we worked on, and I'll show TikTok because the same chart is a little bit, it's just bigger. So that way you can see, this is an already completed chart actually on top. This is somebody's chart that I had already done and read for them. Who is this? Let me see. Sometimes we do movie stars. No, this one is not a movie star, but sometimes we do movie stars. This might have been one of the movie star charts. So anyway, last week we talked about your life path and your ante number. So I'm going to briefly review that, and then we're going to move on to the numbers in your name. So when you're doing your life path number, you will write out your birthday, and I'm going to use me for an example. I am July, so that's a 7/25, and then my year is 1961. So my month is 7, 25 is 7, 1961 is 8. 7 and 7 is 14, and 8 is 22. So in numerology, I am a 22-4. There are certain numbers when you're doing your life path and when you're doing numerology, you never change. And those are 11s, 22s, 33s, and 44s. 44 is quite tough to get. So you literally got to have an 11 and a 22 in your name. And then the last 4 have to equal a 12 and a 22. And then the last 4 have to bring it up to 44. Because remember, you don't change. So if you're born 12-12, that's 24. Well, you need another 20. So it's hard. It's hard to be a 44-8. It's almost impossible, but there are very few people, and I will explain what all those are to you a little bit later after we work on your name, okay? So what I would like you to do, hey Sophia, happy Thanksgiving, love. So what I would like you to do is I want you to take the name that's on your birth certificate or the name that you were given at birth, first, middle, last. If you have two middles, the two middles. If you have, if your birth certificate has a last name hyphen another last name, however it is on your last birthday. If you're from another country and you have, you can Google it. There are some extra vowels that have meanings and numbers as well. Because my spouse, my husband Magni is his name has some of those strange vowels in it. His last name is Musin. It has that little O with the line through it in his last name, and so it has its own number. So know that you can do this in any other language. This is Pythagorean's numerology. There is two other forms of numerology that we learn about in class, but the one we use is Pythagorean's numerology. So again, write your birthday out like I did. Write your month, your date, and your year, and then bring it down to one number. If you total across and it equals 11, 22, 33, or 44, then you get a double number. Like mine equaled 22, 4. And I'll show it to my TikTok people. So here is my birthday, 7/25/1961, and it looks backwards. So bring down the 7, 2 and 5 is 7, 1961 is 8, 7 and 7 is 14, plus 8 is 22, so I'm a 22-4 in numerology. So again, that's how you do your life path number, okay? Now, how do you do your anti-number? Your anti-number, so a whole cycle of numerology is 9. So you write down a 9, and I'm going to show you how I'm doing it. You write down a 9. It'll focus in a minute because the camera's got to focus. Come on, focus, camera. Anyway, you take the 9 because that is a full cycle in numerology, and you subtract your life path number. Mine is a 4, so my anti-number is 5. My anti-number is 5. It is not clearing in here. I'm trying to get this thing to clear so y'all can see it better. Anyway, hopefully it'll clear. It'll adjust in a minute. It goes through cycles. Anyway, so you take the 9, the cycle, minus the life path number equals your anti-number. So right now you should have your life path number, your anti-number, and I'll show people on TikTok again so they can see it. So my life path number is a 4. 9 minus 4 equals 5. So 5 is my anti-number. And those two numbers have a place on the chart. I'm going to use the bigger chart. Oh, look, it's finally focusing. So on the big chart, your life path number goes right here, and your anti-number goes right here. I will show it to you on the screen. Come on, guys. If y'all see people on TikTok, tap that screen. Give me some love. Anyway, for TikTok, let me see if I can show you guys better. So your life path number goes here, right by this little sign here, and your anti-number goes right down here. So again, this is a big chart. I will post some of these on my website so you can make copies. If you're interested, if you email me, if I see there's an interest in it, I will definitely post some copies of these blank charts on my website, and y'all can copy them from there or download it from there if you want to try to do a chart. Okay, so that's how you get your life path and your anti-number. How do you get your heart's desire, your personality, and how people see you, and then where you're going to be at after age 55. So what you need to do now is go to get your paper out and write down your birth name, whatever's on your birth certificate. So mine is Sydney Lewis Patrick. And then on the side of it, I'm going to do, right on the end, I'm going to draw a circle at the top, a triangle at the bottom, and a square to the side. And those are the 3 numbers I'm looking for. And this is how you can do this at home if you don't have a chart. See that, folks? Sydney, look, I got a circle, a triangle, and a square. I'm going to show people on TikTok. Oops, let me see, it's over here. So you see how I got my name, Sydney, Lewis, Patrick, and then I have the circle, the triangle, and the square. Numbers are going to go in that circle, that triangle, and that square. So you're going to actually put numbers there. Okay? So this is how you do it. These are the rules. Okay? And I'm going to teach you a fast and easy way to do it. Because I am not giving you guys who are just watching, I am not giving you just the, I can't give you the entire class because it's all kind of forms and papers and stuff like that. Actually, you got to get a packet for that. But I can teach you shortcuts. So what I'm going to teach you is, what I want you to remember is that the letters A, let me do this so everybody can see. A, J, and S are ones. So when you're counting to see where that letter is, so like A is 1, B is 2, 3 is C, 4 is D, 5 is E, 6 is F, comes after G is 7, H is 8, and I is 9. So that's your 9 letters. So J is 1 again. So J is 1, K is 2, and so forth all the way through to Z. That's how they go. What I want you to do right now with your name is, I want you to go through your name. If you have a consonant, you write the numbers on the bottom. If you have a vowel, you write the number on the top. If you have a Y in your name, leave it blank. Don't put anything above it or below it till we talk. But first, I want you to go through your name, and you're going to write on the bottom for your consonant. So like I'll watch y'all. So S is my first, so 1 at the bottom. I is a 9 at the top. D is 4 at the bottom. N is 5 at the bottom. E is 5 at the top. I'm not going to do my Y. I'm going to teach y'all about Y later. L is JKL. L is 3, so 3 at the botm. Let's see, JKLMNO is 6, goes at the top. Then STU is 3 at the top. I is 9, S is 1. So I'm already through my name except for the Y. Then I've got to go my first and my middle name. I'm doing my last names down. So I'm going to do the easy ones first. So A is 1, I is 9, the K is 2. K is 2, T is 2. Gosh, I done messed my last name up, y'all. Trying to hurry. So, what happened? I just lost TikTok. I just lost connection. Oh, no, I didn't. I'm still there. Okay, so again, let me do it in order because I'm screwing up. Let's see, 1 and 9. Everything else is at the bottom. So K is 2, C is 3, R is 9, T is 2, P is the one that I need, so it's JKLMNO, P is 7. Okay, so it's going to look something like this, folks. You see how I got down here? I got the vowels on top, the consonants at the bottom. Okay, show TikTok. So I lost y'all on my big screen. I was mirroring y'all, so now I got to see what's on here. So if you see how I got the vowels at the top, consonants at the bottom, and I messed up my name up here. I had to put it down here, but it's like that. So I'll give y'all a minute to finish. If you need some help, I will help you. But you're an 11 too, Jamie. And if you need some help, tell me. I will help you. I'm not going to do you. I want you to learn this. I'm not going to do your whole name for you, but I will teach you. I have not done my Y yet because I'm going to tell you all about Y in a minute. When everybody else has finished every letter in their name except Y, then we're going to talk about Y. Okay? That's what I thought Y was. So we're going to talk about Y in a minute. If you're not finished your name, say something on the screen. Just put a number up on the screen, either on TikTok or, before I move on, or on Facebook, or some people are on YouTube. So go ahead and put a number up if you're not finished so I can move on. I'm going to give y'all a minute. Remember, consonants at the bottom. We're doing numerology, Kelly, and I'm teaching them how to do their name in numerology. If you missed the beginning part, you can. This is recorded onto YouTube. You can go onto YouTube and catch up. But I'm going through, like last week we learned life path and anti-numbers. Tonight we're learning how to put your name into a number, and then the numbers all mean things. And so that's what we're doing tonight. Hey, Celeste. So write out your name as it is on your birth certificate. Again, consonants go on the bottom. Hey, Tessie. Vowels go on the top. If you have a Y in your name, don't put anything. I'm about to teach about Y in a minute. I'm going to teach you about Y in a minute. Yes, I love numerology too, Chris. It's really cool. It's really, really cool. And the things that it tells you is phenomenal when you really learn how to get deep into the chart. You can even get into illnesses and stuff. There's a whole section on that. You can get onto things that affect your body, which you're sensitive to, which you're not sensitive to. That all is defined in numerology. That's a masterclass. I've not yet taught that because I mainly teach people right now how to interpret the numbers and make a chart, because the chart's a really, really big chart. So, okay, so nobody sent me a number, so I'm thinking that everybody is looking for what to do with Y's if you have a Y in your name. I don't know if anybody Mark has a Y in his name, if he's doing it. Mary has a Y in her name. So here is the rule about Y. So Y is sometimes a consonant, it's sometimes a vowel. The number for Y is 7, because if you go S-T-U-V-W-X-Y, Y is 7. Y is 7. 5, then 2. So it's 7. So if the letter before the Y is a consonant, the 7 goes on the top like a vowel. If the letter before the Y is a vowel, it goes on the bottom. If Y is your first name, there's not many. They call you Yo-Yo at birth, or I'm sure there's some, like Eve is Y-V-E-S. So that's one way to pronounce Eve. That is, I've seen that before. So if that's the case, you use the letter that follows it. If it's but that's the only time. Or some of your last name might start with a Y, like young something, or Young might be your last name, and then so it would be the letter following it if it's the first letter. So that's a little bit to help you understand about Y. So since Y can be a vowel or a consonant, it depends on the letter that's before it. If there's no letter before it, meaning it's the initial letter of your name, then it's the letter after that you use. Okay? All right, so then here comes the fun stuff. So I'm going to put my 7 because I have a vowel that follows my name. See, so I put the 7 at the bottom. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the numbers. I'm going to take the letters in my first name. I'm going to look at the vowels. I have a 9 and 5 in my first name as vowels. So that means that's a 5, and I'm going to put a 5 above my first name, and I circle it at the top. 5 at the top. I put a 5. You add your numbers for your vowels. Put it and circle it across the top. Then I'm going to go to the bottom. And I've got a 7, a 5, a 4, and a 1. So that's 5, it's the 17th. So the bottom equals 8. Because 1 and 7 is 8. Remember in numerology, you're going to bring it down to one number, unless it's one of the master numbers. In this case, I have a 5 at top, because 9 and 5 is 14. 1 plus 4 is 5. On the bottom of my name, I have a 1, 4, 5, and 7. 1 and 4 is 5, and 5 is 10, and 7 is 17. 1 and 7 is 8. So my first name has a 5 for vowels and 8 for consonants. Now I'm going to move to my middle name, which is Lewis. And I have a 6, a 3, and a 9. That is 18. So that means I have a 9 for my middle name in the vowels. On the bottom, I have an S and a 1. That's a S and a S, which is a 1, and an L, that's a 3. So that is 4 at the bottom. Now I'm going to my last name, which is Patrick. I have a 9 and a 1 at the top, so that's 10. So that's a 1. I'm going to put a 1 at the top. At the bottom, I have a 9, a 7, a 2, a 3, and a 2, which equals 18 and 5 is 23, which is a 5. So I have a 1 at the top of 5. And so do that with your name. Go to your first name, add the vowels, add the vowels at the top, bring it down to one number, put that in circle it, go to the bottom, do the same. Then do your middle name, your last name. If you have 2 middle names, do it all the way through. I'm going to give y'all a few minutes. This is how mine looks. Just so you can see. I can't see if you can see it on TikTok because I don't have my big TV screen up, but there you go. And here we go, people, on the other thing, y'all have the desk view. And I'm going to do some readings tonight. I'm going to put the cards on the desk view. I think, if I can find my cards. They were in here. I don't see them right now, but if I can find them, I'll do some readings later on too. Or I'll help you with yours. So far, have y'all get your names done.
You lost the TV screen?
Yeah, the TV screen's been gone.
Oh. Do you want me to try to fix it? Or
You can't. Well, I mean, I'm on TikTok,
Okay,
so I think we're good. Did you see my cards in here so I can do some readings later? I thought I had brought them in here. Oh, do you want me to? Would you bring it in for me?
Sure.
Thank you. So anyway, now what you do is, so like I have Sydney Lewis Patrick, so I'm gonna add the vowels and my whole name. So I'm gonna add all the numbers that I circled at the top. I circled a 5, I circled a 9, and I circled a 1. So 9 and 5 is 14, and 1 is 15, so that's a 6. So in the circle, I'm gonna put the number 6. Now, y'all see it here? See, I put a 6 in the circle. I'll show it on TikTok. Make sure y'all can see it. Over here. So, y'all see I put a 6 in that circle. That's because I added the circles. I added all the circles at the top, which were all my vowels in my name, and brought it down to one number. Total to 15. 1 plus 5 is 6, so a 6 goes in my circle. Now, I'm going to do the consonants in my name. Okay, I'm going to do just the consonants. I have in circle, the numbers I have circled are 8, 4, and 5. So 8 and 4 is 12. 12 and 5 is 17. 1 and 7 is 8. So I have a 6 and an 8. So an 8 goes in my triangle. See on TikTok? I got it 6 at the top and an 8 at the bottom. Okay? See everyone here? I have a 6 and an 8. You do your numbers. And then to see what goes in the square, I add 6 and 8 is 14. So that means my square gets a 5. So those are my 3 numbers. And I'm going to tell you what those 3 numbers say about you in just a minute. We're going to go over the numbers. Okay? So Celeste, type to me your name on your birth certificate. I know you came in late. Hey, Jessica, type for me the name that's on your birth certificate, and I will show you. I will show you how to do yours and what it will look like. And again, where is that going to go while she's typing that? Where is that going to go on the chart? So here's the big chart. Let's look at the big chart. So in the middle column up here is where you put the letters of your name. In the middle column, and then on the top you do the vowels, and on the bottom you do the consonants, and then you add them and bring them down to the circle, the square, and the triangle. So this is the vowels in your name. These are the consonants in your name, and then when you add those two together, and I did that wrong. It's actually a circle, a square, and a triangle. It doesn't matter. It's just 3 figures. So I did that wrong. That should have been a square where the 8 is, and the 5 should be a triangle. That's fine, but it doesn't matter. It's because it's as long as you have them separate. So you have the 8 for your vowel. I have the 8 for my vowels, the 3 for my consonants, and I have an 8 for 6 for my vowels. I'm reading this guy's chart. I have 6 for my vowels, 8 for my consonants, and then a 5 over here for my other, with those two equal. And then we're going to talk about what they mean. Okay, so she wrote her name. So it's So it only takes me a minute to do this, but you just gotta give me a second. I'm gonna do yours for you since you came in late, just so you'll have it when I start telling you what it all means. So your C is 3, E is 5, L is 3, E is 5, S is 1, T is 2, E is 5. Putting the vowels on the top, consonants on the bottom. Okay? Hey, Brody. Glad you're my neighbor. Come say hello sometime. And Marie. I got to think what Marie is. So J-K-L-M. M is 4. A is 1. R is 9. I is 5. E is 5. Alfonso. A is 1. L is 3. A, B, C, D, E. A, B, C, D, E. F is 6. J, K, L, M, N. O is 6. N is 5. S is 1. O is 6. So when I'm doing your numbers on the bottom, you've got 6 and 3 is 9 on your consonants. On your vowels, you have a 6 at the top. And all these numbers mean stuff, by the way. So I'm giving you just with the basics, but like when I do an analysis of a chart and I'm working with you, like doing a reading for you, I literally get into all your key numbers. But in the chart, it doesn't address them all. It addresses the main flow. Anyway, so in your middle name, let's see, you have an 11-2. And then in your bottom, you are a 4. Your consonants in your last name, you are a 4. Ooh, girl, that says a lot about you. I can look at your numbers and tell a lot about you already. Because you have you have a 6. A 6 is 12, 13 is 4. On the bottom, you are a 6. And so your circle, square, and triangle numbers are, so your heart's desire is a 3. And your bottom numbers are 1, come to a 1. And, oh, girl, tells a lot about you. So anyway, so everything, and I'm going to show it to you, Celeste. So this is what your name looks like. I'm going to show it here on TikTok first. Then I'll show it to you personally, but that's Celeste down here. The vowels on top, consonants on the bottom, and then she has her 3 little emblems over here, which all mean stuff. What do those things mean? So as I'm showing you this, so what do these circle, square, and triangle mean? The circle is called your heart's desire, or what you're attracted to, what makes you feel good, what pulls you to things, okay? And possibly even relationships. It really depends on a lot of other factors as well. What does the bottom number is your personality. It's how people see you. It's how other people see you. And then your number that those two equal is where you go after age 55. Like what's going to happen like after age 55? Like how are people going to view you? What's your life going to be viewed like? And I can already tell you just by looking at your numbers that people are going to look at your life, and as you get old, as you had a hard life. I can tell you that because you got that 4. 4 is hard. It's always hard. It's always about truth, justice. It's always about being factual, trying to find truth. So that's going to be like your mission. Your heart's desire is you want somebody that can take you out, get you away from things. You're a 3. You like being social. You like getting to know people. You like people. The thing is you got to find the right one, the right person to do those things with. But your heart's desire is a 3. So you want someone who's creative. You want somebody who's exciting. So we have to look at the rest of your chart and see why you're attracted to that type of person. So we can look at a chart and tell that. And then your bottom number is a 1. So people look at you as an adventurer. Sometimes people come to you when they feel like they're stuck or they need advice or they need to make forward. So Celeste, that's because of the 3, the 1, and the 4 that you have in those triangles. That tells me that about you just from your name. There's a lot of other pieces of the name that mean stuff too, but just looking at the vowels, consonants in your name, that's what that tells me about you. Now, I'm going to briefly go over numbers. So if you have your paper and pencil, I will try to do this slow enough so that you will know what the basic meanings of the numbers. What I'm going to give you is more of the positive side. But remember, if you're not one way, you're going to be the other way. It's going to be positive and negative. But I'm going to give you we always give the positive side because we try to breathe positivity into the world. So, ones are about new beginnings. Ones are sometimes procrastinators because they like perfection. They like things done a certain way. Sometimes they're very crafty, or they're very good at analyzing things and getting things done in like a certain way. Okay, ones like are new beginnings. Though that's the number one. It's all things about number one. I'll give you a minute to catch up with that. The number two is about timing, rhythm and timing. How is the rhythm and timing going? Well, two is also about coupling, partnering, and not necessarily for love, but for projects or things. Twos are worker bees. They work really good behind the scenes to make things happen. Twos, if someone comes home late for dinner at a two's house, two probably didn't throw it in the trash or fed it to the dog because you were late. Twos don't like to be late. It's okay if they are, but they don't like it. So that's the number two. Threes are the three is the social number. It's the creative number. It's the right brain number. It's a lot of you movie stars and actors are threes because that makes them that gets them their career. And so threes are fours are hard. Fours are hard. And when you have that in the triangle. But anyway, like Celeste has a 4 in the heart in the triangle too. But going back, that's threes. Fours are hard work. If you're a 4 in your life path, you're going to probably work all your life. You can have a very strong work ethic or no work ethic at all. It's like it could be negative. You're going to, if you're a 4, you want truth, you want facts. You could also be pretty stubborn if you're a 4. I'm a 4, I'm stubborn. I had to work on that for years. Fours are about truth. They're about balance. They're about security. Those are all 4 traits. Fives, constant movement, constant change. Fives can deal with change and they get bored if things don't change. Most people who are 5s don't like jobs where we're stuck to a desk. They got to move. They got to do something. They got to be out in the field. They got to get up. They got to get out. If they're in a locked office, they got to get out every now and then, get some air. You'll see that person moving around a lot. That's a 5. 6 is the mother father. It's the cosmic mother, cosmic father. It is the relationships, the bond, the nurturing. That's all part of 6. 7s is the first of the spiritual numbers, and 7s. This is the only one that I will tell you the negatives. Really give you some of the negative side because it's important. But 7s are very spiritual people, but they're not religious people. They have their own ideas about religion. 7s are also they're thinkers. 7s are also they like to think things out. So like if you get in an argument with a 7 and they want to walk away, let them walk. They'll come back. They want to go think it through, and they'll probably forget all about it and be very much nicer if you let them leave. 7s also like their own. They like to be alone. They like their peace time. You know, they can be in great relations, but if they walk off. But they might go into a room and read a book. They might go watch TV because sometimes they need their own space, and you have to give it to them. That's very important to 7s. 7s also, here's the negative. 7s can also be depressed because sometimes they have conflict with having to be alone, so that can cause depression. So you got to watch that. 8s, power and money, anything to do with power, leadership, those things. I'm actually an 8 in my personality, believe it or not. Anybody that knows me knows that's pretty accurate. 8s can be grandiose. 8s can be, 8s, they love leadership. They love to be, with me being a 4 and have an 8 in that position, it says that I worry about surviving. So I will work multiple jobs to make sure that I have the funding to do what I do. So that's all about the number 8. The number 9 is it's the humanitarian number. It encases all the numbers. It's also the drama number. You have to learn, nines have to learn to set boundaries with people because people love to bring their drama to them. Nines are about endings, like ones are about beginnings. And that's basically the whole cycle. And then the spiritual numbers, I'll go over those for you again. I gave you 7. 11 is the gift of sight. It's the gift of knowing. It's the gift of sight. So these people not only can they work in the back, but they can see things and understand things like as they're being explained or given instructions. I'm a 22-4. 22s, the 22 side of 4, whatever we see, we can build. We're builders. We can create. We can build. Not just physically build on things, but also mentally build out things. And anybody can tell you, I see in 360, I drive people crazy. I can have 4 conversations with myself and you, and and I will lose you because my mind is ping, 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 ping all over the place. So that's what I see I can create. And 33 6s are your healers. Doesn't mean you're out there doing healing. Doesn't mean you're in the medical field, but you have a healing touch. You have a healing voice. Your presence can calm things versus make things irate. So that is what, that is with 33s. And then the 44H, and I said I've only met a few of those in my career. And a 44-8, a true 44-8, it's called the God complex. And these people live a very karmic life. So if you do good, you will receive good to you threefold. But if you do anything evil, you will pay. The karma will hit you threefold harder than what you put out. So you have to live a very karmic life. So it's a rough life because that means you can't do anything bad. Sometimes bad is fun. But anyway, so, hey, Barbara. So anyway, that is, basically what the numbers mean. And it goes a lot deeper. But that's why I gave you those 2 reference books. But just off the top of your head, you can create and understand what each number means. So as you're seeing those numbers line up, you can start putting together and blending together just like you would in a tarot reading or in another kind of reading. And that's something we're going to talk about before the end of the night is we're going to talk about readings and what types there are. And I've covered this once before, but I've heard somebody mention it recently on social media, and I kind of want to address it again. So we'll talk about that as well. So anyway, any questions about tonight's lesson in numerology, how to do your name, and what do the numbers mean? Any questions? Now's the time, because if not, I'm moving on to the next topic. So each week, I'm going to give you a little bit more about numerology. So if you stay with me, you'll pick it up. And then I'm going to do a class. If you come to the class is online and in person. So you can join it online or in person. And that's when I will send you the packet with all these wonderful charts in it. And I'll teach you how to create. And since a few of you in here have taken it. And have taken my numerology course. You'll get a book, you'll get a packet, and you'll get instructions on how to create a book. And what do we do with these books? For somebody, we get your name as it is in the birth certificate and your date of birth, and then we map out. And if you have a newborn coming into the family, it makes a great little gift because you can map out the child's life for the first 25 years. And then you can map that out. So it's really, really cool. So is yours bad? No. So honey, Celeste, life isn't bad. It's what you make it. It just says that you are going to, you have to understand. What I take with the information is I look at it and say, so well, how can I make this work in the best side, the more positive side than the negative side? Yeah, you have a 4. It just means you're going to have a strong work ethic and you may be working or always feel like you're having to work for what you need when you get past age 55. You have relationships and you got a 3 in your relationship pot, in your relationship number. That's social. That's getting out there. That's getting out exploring. You like the adventure. And then I think your bottom number, well, if that was a 3, and that was a 1, so that means people see you as an innovator. They see you as crazy. So if you could take those traits and make those traits into something positive, then no, it's not bad at all. Once you learn how you work and how your body functions, how you're cultured, you can turn that into something good. It's only bad if you allow it to be bad. Life is what you make it. So you have to definitely choose what you want it to be. Hey, Jessica Lynn. And a lot of people joined. So again, if you love me, tap that screen if you're on TikTok, and let's keep this live going. So anyway, that was, oh, thank you, Taylor. Taylor says she highly recommends my numerology course. She enjoyed it, and it is still a reference all material from the class. So yes, it is something that once you get this under your belt, and it's not a hard thing unless you make it hard. It really is pretty self-explanatory, but the hardest thing is doing the chart, is making sure you got something in all these squares. There's a lot of squares on this chart, and all of them aren't going to be filled, but majority of them are going to be filled, because it depends on how old you are, is how far you come down. And each week I'm going to give a little bit more and a little bit more here online, and then I'll do a class, so this way you will not get so lost. The hardest thing to teach in this class is actually that damn triangle, which is that's your positives and your negatives, but they call it something different. But it's basically the positives and negatives that your challenges is your negatives, and it's your pinnacles and challenges. And the top is the pinnacles and the bottom is the challenges, and people just don't get how to place those numbers. They get so confused. That was probably the hardest thing for me to teach on that. But I try to make it easy, and if you can get that, you'll do good. Hey, Golden Sugar. Yes. So, numerology is a wonderful thing. Like I said, if you have any questions, you can either pop them on the screen about numerology, or you can send me an email. I will answer it. My students can tell you. They called me, hey, Kelly. Now I can see. I can't. You had you on my TV. I was bigger. I would have seen you. Now I'm putting the face. Hey, Kelly, I need to come see you soon because I miss you, girl. But anyway, so I will do a little bit of numerology each week, and if you stay up with it, you should be fluent so that you can do more. So let's talk about a couple things. I mentioned in the beginning that we're doing bungalow readings at my home on December the 13th. What's in my bungalow? I have a studio called The Bungalow. And I have some of my old friends coming over to do some readings that day. We're going to have a reading party. You can be part of it. You can go to my website, and you can book a time with one of the readers that's not taken. Miss Lydia is booking up, but I have two other really good readers. I have Lisa, who has been at my center for years. Oh, thank you for the heart. I have, and that's Christine did that. Thank you, Christine. So again, you can come and join us. You don't need to book an appointment. If you just show up, I know we'll have spots open. I just don't know, and there'll be readers that'll be open probably throughout the time. Miss Lydia always books up. So only thing I'm gonna recommend, if you want one from Miss Lydia, you probably should book it. She's already booked multiple already. But my other two readers, they're open. So you can go book a time with them, or you can just show up. They're going to be here. We're going to be here all day. I'll be entertaining you while you're waiting for, I might be doing some numerology with you while you're waiting for your session, or I'll do some fun things with everybody. So come on over to Sid's Bungalow and come check it out. It's new. The address is on my website, sid-patrick.com. You can book a session there, or you can just show up, and when someone's free, you can jump into a session as well. So either way, we do cash, credit card. I can do Venmo too. Those are the only. I don't know if I can do the cash app. I don't know if I can do cash, but I know I can do credit card, cash, which I prefer those. Or we can do Venmo. If you need to Venmo while you're here, that's fine too. But online, it's only credit card. If you want to pre-book, it's credit card only. But come on out and join us that's December the 13th from 11 to 5 at Sid's Bungalow. Who knows, I might even crack a bottle of champagne with y'all. Christy, it's going to be Saturday, December the 13th from 11 to 5. And I'm going to start doing these once a month with some of the old readers some of the readers we had at the center, not the old, but when I had the center, I will have some of them over. And this time I have Miss Lydia, Lisa, and Misty. And I know I'm probably going to get Janice out here one time. I'll see if Holly can come out one time. I will check more than one, but I'll check with some of the other readers we used to have go through if they want to come in and do readings. I do not read at my events because it's not fair to the people who come here to read. I entertain. So I have a lot of fun with you guys while y'all are waiting to get read. And if I had the jacuzzi fixed, I could even come jacuzzi before you get your reading. But they're working on that this week. So if it's done before, then I'll put a note. Bring swimsuit because we're going to get in the jacuzzi, But because it's right outside the bungalow. But anyway, come see the bungalow. But anyway, so it's going to be a lot of fun. That is December the 13th from 11 to 5. You can go on my website. It's all listed there. The sessions are $50 for 30 minutes. You can book it ahead of time, or you can book it ahead of time, or you can just show up. Now, in saying that also, I forgot to mention something for myself, so I need to do that. And Treni's coming in the 5th of December through the 5th, 6th, 7th. I think she's leaving the 8th. So anyway, but the 5th, 6th, and 7th, if y'all want to book something with Treni and I can tell you now that Saturday is pretty booked. Treni might have some stuff early in the morning. I think as a team, we're booked up pretty thorough. From 2 o'clock on to the evening, we're booked up. You can, if you want to come see Treni and I have not announced the group yet. I may do that for Friday evening. I have not announced it, or if you're single, you can just come to a group session where we try to give everybody a few minutes of a reading. But we've already booked a couple of big groups, a couple of privates. But if you want a private or one of those, our privates, if you go to my website, you'll see how much the privates are. You'll see how much the things are. You can go look those up. The prices are online. And so check them out. And we're going to a good friend of mine's home on Saturday during the day. And then we have some sessions after that. And then Friday, we're already starting to book some during the day. Friday evening, I will probably book, if somebody doesn't book a big group with me, we'll probably hold a gallery. I'll probably post that by this weekend. Just see who shows up on Friday evening. So that's what we have for you guys as far as what's coming up that I can remember off the top of my head. For me, it's probably more. I haven't confirmed the other stuff yet. Also, I want to talk about readings, and I want to talk about, there are many readers, and there are different types of readers in the psychic and spiritual realm. And some people connect psychically, some people connect spiritually, some people just make you feel good, and I personally don't feel nothing's wrong with that. So, but you're just a reader. I would say you're a psychic reader. You might be an intuitive who helps people find the best versions of themselves. Okay, there's that. Okay, but if you go into a psychic should, and I think I was watching people talk about this online a couple days ago. It was a big conversation with comments and all. Psychics should be able to give you everything doesn't have to be a prediction, because you should always help your client become the best version of themselves. But there has to be some form, if you're going to call yourself psychic, you should have some form of communication during that session that is something about the future. It is a prediction or something about the future. Okay? So, and then some people, when they read, they read to you about how to self-help. There are self-help readers, and I have nothing against those people. Nothing. They help people. They do very good with people. But if they're just giving you things to improve your life and not giving you future predictions, then they're not being psychic. They're helping you become the best. And that's why I teach energetics, which is helping you become the best version of yourself, but it's also open you up psychically and mediumistically. So I teach that to help people open up. But if I'm doing a reading, I'm going to always review the reading, and I'm always going to make certain predictions during the readings. Now, everything you see in a reading should not be a prediction, because you can predict things about somebody, and then that's like a yes, no. Well, how much percentage are you going to get that right? But if you incorporate your predictions in the reading, that's truly psychic. Now, what's the difference between a mediumship reading and a psychic reading? Well, many mediumship readings are more psychic than there are mediumistic. Because the only true way to prove that it's mediumistic is if your sitter tells you they don't understand that. And you say, you definitely don't know why you get it. And the reader goes home and finds it. That's the only proof of mediumship. And it doesn't happen all the time. It just doesn't. Because sometimes when you're connecting, they're connecting to the memories of your sitter. And so even though it is a spiritual reading, a mediumship reading, it's not evidence-based because you can be reading the memories of the sitter, not the spirit. And so I always tell people the truest validation that you're with someone is when the medium definitely doesn't know why they're telling you what they're telling you. They're using their senses to tell you these things, but then the sitter doesn't get it either. Then later the sitter's like, oh yeah, that did happen, or something happens, or they go home and they find it. Those are the only true mediumship reading. You can look at me and tell me, yes, my mother died. You can tell me how she died. You can tell me, what she did for a living. You can tell me all this kind of stuff. And do you have my mother? Well, I think you do because you are telling me stuff that I know you didn't know, but I know it. And I'm okay with that. But are you reading me or are you reading my mother? Now, if you tell me something I did not know about my mother, and then I go home and find it out from a family member or from a picture, or something happens that you predicted that was going to happen that my mother said, and then it happens futuristically, I'll give you an example of that in a minute, then you know for sure. Example, and I think I've told y'all this story. I was reading someone who I was at their home and their father had passed. And I'm like, your father keeps showing me this bench on that porch right there. And she's like, there's no bench. Well, he's showing me a bench on that porch. And then he shows me like this dead black bird on it. We both laughing about it because that's crazy, right? She's like, well, I don't have a bench. I said, well, that's what I saw, right? A week later, she calls me. Hurricane, I think it was Ida. Ida passed through. Left she took her furniture off her back porch and put it on the porch that I was telling it was going to be on. She put it there, it was a carport. And when she went out, there was a black bird on, a dead black bird. And so she called me, she's like, you're going to believe this. She tells me all that. And she said she took a picture, sent it to the Audubon Society, sent it back, that this bird had got caught up in Hurricane Ida in Africa and was pushed with this hurricane all the way to New Orleans and dropped that dead bird dead on her bench on her porch. There's no way I could have known that. There is no way she could have known that. So yes, I connected to her father and I was shown that. That is direct evidence of life beyond this life, because I was shown that and told by her father that was going to happen, and it did after the fact. That is a prediction. That is giving evidence that she couldn't know, I couldn't know. And that is true mediumship. And I'm not saying that everything else isn't, but periodically a medium should be able to give you evidence that you say no to. It's not good for you to say yes all the time, because then it's like, how do you know that the medium's really reading your spirit? They could just be reading all your memories. That's in your psychic energy. If some people want to say it's in your Akashic records. It's there. They can tap into that psychically and pull all that information out. But they can't pull out things you don't know or weren't exposed to it. If they can say those and you go home and find those, that is your best evidence that there is life after death. So folks, when you go see a reader, make sure you know what you're looking for. Some readers are going to read your cards and tell you all kinds of cool things about your life that happened in your past, that happened. They're reading you, I guess they could say they're reading psycho, they're reading the vibrations of the cards, but a true psychic makes predictions. That doesn't have the whole reading, doesn't. There should be at least 2 to 3 predictions. It doesn't have to be big predictions like I see the lottery. No, I see a job change in about 9 months. I see a new person walking into your life at this time. These are little predictions. Okay, that's psychic. Mediumship, the medium, if they give you, in order for it to be 100% validatable, they have to give you something you do not know. You're going to tell them no, they're going to move on to something else and let the spirit bring it to you. And they don't even know if they've done that unless you call them back and say, oh, guess what happened? Now, there are other ways to get that validation through mediumship, and that's through phenomena. And many of y'all heard the story with me with the coins where they came out of nowhere while I was reading this woman and just fell onto the floor right at the right moment that her husband told her he was going to leave her coins, and they just fell out of his iron shirt that they weren't there. So when you create phenomena, that's also evidence. So that means you're truly connecting. So a medium has to give you something. They should. And again, and if they don't, that's okay. You're not getting a bad reading. They're still, if they read you psychically, there's no way to tell that they are or they aren't unless you get that type of information. A medium, like I might give you nothing that day. Next time I might give you all stuff you don't know. And then you go home and it all happens to you. You never know when that's going to happen, because I don't know what you know. I give you what I get. And there's a reason that you get what you get from a medium. Remember that a mediumship reading is a three-way connection. It's between you. I got to move the piece. Hold on, guys, for TikTok. There you go. It's between you and the sitter and the spirit. And so it's a three-way connection, and they can be blocked. Things can happen. So you have to remember that too. And if you're not open, then the medium's not going to be able to jump right in. I mean, when I say open, here's another big misconception. When I say open, people think, oh no, I mean giving you the answers? No. Open means that you're there, you're not nervous, you're comfortable, you're breathing, you're putting out your energy versus blocking your energy. If you block your energy, the only person you're hurting is yourself. You're hurting your own reading. Why do you want to pay for something you're not going to get the best out of, right? Right? So, and again, guys, thank you for the love on TikTok with tapping. I'm not going to bug y'all to get to a certain number like they do on the things. I'm just happy that y'all tapping and sharing and doing the lovely things that y'all do. That's what keeps me coming back to you. So anyway, I wanted to clarify that when you go get a reading, since you're going to be coming here for a reading, those are the things you want to look for. You want to look for predictions. You want to look for connections that you didn't know, and see if they happen or get created. So that way, if you're getting a meeting that happens. Just because, like I said, everybody is psychic, but not everybody knows how to tap into that mediumship side. Everybody has intuition. Everybody has gut. Everybody has all these things, but not everybody can tap into the spirit because they just don't know how. You can learn. It takes practice. And it takes time. It takes a good mentor like myself and a few other people that I know. I tell you to go study from many people so you can find little pearls from all of them and develop your way of doing things. I don't expect everybody who I mentor to read like me. I don't expect them to read like Trenny or anybody else. You have to develop your own persona if you want to be a reader, and you have to develop the way you receive and how you receive. You have to create that language with the other side. Somebody has a broken toilet. I can see. That's crazy. Anyway, don't answer that. But I just saw it in my head. It was like, it won't go away. Go away, go away. I don't know if it's a crack in it or something. It's leaking. There's something going on with the toilet. But anyway, why they put that in my head, I have no idea. But anyway, so know that, when you're getting a reading. So that's really, really important. Okay, before I will do a couple of card readings tonight. Okay, but before I get into that, you know me, I got to do the thing for the big event. And again, TikTok, you can't see this, but it is on TikTok. But if you look up Touch in Eternity Sense Healing Cruise, you can see a whole commercial about our Sense Healing Cruise. Folks online, come join us. It's April 19th through 26th. I'll be there. Misty Gaither will be there. Trenny Simmons will be there. Jill Mercer will be there. We have lots of classes planned. All kinds of fun things planned. Go to my website, sid-patrick.com. Learn more about Touching Eternity, the Sense Healing Cruise. I'm not going to go over all the activities. They are on the website because we've done so much tonight. I know most of you here have seen that already. So All I'm telling you, if you're not signed up, and a lot of you here are signed up, if you're not signed up, shame on you. It's going to be a lot of fun with a lot of fun people. So I just don't know how y'all going to come to class intoxicated the next day. So we're going to have to watch that because y'all going to have classes all day and you're going to be up all night having fun. So, so come join us on that Touching Eternity 2026 Sense Healing Cruise, April 19th to the 26th. All right, let's go back here. All right. I was told to use my gift. Yes, well, honey, Celeste, you have all the ability. Everybody's born with all the abilities. So you figure out which one you want to use. Some are easier than others, some are not. The reason why you haven't is because you got that damn 4 in that number, because 4s are hard to convince. It took me a long time. I studied 20-something years before I came out as a medium. So I'm letting you know, because it's that damn 4 that curses me too. Everything has to have proof. Everything has to have, you got to have proof. So talk to you. Okay, sugar, my golden sugar, I'm going to talk to you. I am going to talk to you. Let me see what I got for you. I'm going to pull. So what I am worried about now, about the cards I pulled for you, and I'll show them to you, I'm worried about your relationship a little bit. I mean, I know you're married, but it looks like there is some feelings there that we need to work with. And I don't know if that's you or your relationship partner. Okay, and I just think that you're holding back some of your emotions right now and your feelings. And in order for the relationship to grow, you need to start sorting that out and planning that. And why I'm saying that to you are the cards that I got. And I'll show you. I got the bride, because I'm using the symbology cards, and the blue bride. So that's telling me is there's some emotions there that you're not ready to address or share in your relationship. And I say that you're holding back because of that right there, which is the 3 of Pentacles. And this is because you're just seeing, where are we going? What's our next move? So that's what you're looking for. But it should go in the right direction. But right now it's about change for y'all. I don't know what your numbers are. There's a 5 in there somewhere. But that's kind of what that's showing me right now. And yeah, I know you, Kelly Shaw. You're who I'm talking to, sugar. I know who Kelly Shaw is. I went and saw you sing the other night, a little while back. I'm looking to go see you again when I can find your schedule and it coincides with mine. I know you, Kelly. So that was your reading that I just gave you, Miss Shaw. I know you and I know your partner. Yeah. You going to be somewhere January 11th? Oh, that's your anniversary. So Christine wants a card too. Usually it's this screen that's popping. Okay, Christine, I will pull you some cards too. Christine, what do you got? Christine. I pulled some wild cards. Woo, okay. So, Christine, let's talk. What it looks like for you, girl, is I got a house and the liquor bottle. What that usually means to me is that this is a time of celebration. Like, it is the holidays. That's what the liquor bottle is about. But then it's like there's shit that needs to be done around the house that we don't necessarily want to address. So you got to figure that out. That's going on. And a lot of it is because there's something going on with your home or where you're living that has some expenses that have to be made that you don't see about. But you will be able to conquer them because you will put your back to the issue and move forward. And those were the cards I pulled for you, love. And then Celeste wants me to pull some for her. Okay. I will, baby. Let me just mix these up a little bit. Just kind of messing them all up. All right, Celeste, let's pull 5 for you. Oop. Can't. It's the same, just the exact same 3 cards somebody else got. No. Put them back. Let's pull this one. I just kind of picked 3 together. And 3 cards that I've already pulled. Okay, I'm like, I ain't doing that. Ooh, Celeste, got a lot of men in your life. Anyway. Yes, I remember you, Christy. How you doing, love? So, Celeste, I got the baton. I've got purple. So with that purple and baton, tell me two things. You're flipping around some depression because purple is about royalty. It's about feeling alone. It's feeling abandoned. It's feeling depressed. It's got all those feelings. And the baton is all about flipping it around, changing it, bringing it, giving it direction. Giving it direction. And then you've got money, page and Knight of Pentacles is, let's do it that way, and then the King of Wands, which I kind of feel is that you're going to, what this is telling me is that it's time to take, looking at these 5 cards, it's telling me to tell you to take a step back and look at your career path and make some changes accordingly. I kind of, and here comes the prediction, because when we're doing cards like this, I don't give everybody a prediction because it's too many, too quick, too fast. However, I am going to give you a prediction. I see something about September of next year changing with your career. So I don't know what's going on. It just means it's changing location, changing place, but it has something to do with finances and moving. So pay attention to that. I am going to say that. Okay? All right. I know, Tessie, you just celebrated your birthday. Where do you go from here? Is that what you want to know? Okay, Tessie, let me give you a little birthday pull. All right, girl, let's look at you. I love the first one. And I love it. These are good. I gotta give it because I pulled it. So anyway, it starts out really good, Tessie. So the first, let me start with the good. Let's start with the good first. So you got the first 2 cards of it was Heart and Star, which kind of tells me that you really need to start, you're looking at your passion, you're doing things. But in order for that to happen, here comes the other part. That you don't necessarily see how to make the change, but change is needed. Death is not death. Death is change. And people keep pulling on you and trying to tell you what to do rather than you making your own decisions. So what I'm going to say to you, in order to put that love back in your heart, start taking control again of you. Start moving forward for you. Okay? And that's what I will do, say to you. Christy, will my dad leave my brother's house to visit his brother? Girl, that's confusing. Will my dad leave my brother's house, so his son or somebody else's son that he was married to, house to go visit his brother's house, so your uncle, where my family will be tomorrow for Thanksgiving? I'm going to tell you what came off the top of my head right away was yes. But let's look. I got 2 yeses and a no. So I think he kind of is going to do that. I don't think he's going to stay at one. I do see more than one location for him. My recommendation to you is don't go by any of it. Come join me and Magni at the restaurant down the street from my house. That's where we going. Then we go into the Gulf Coast. So I would say come hang out with us. We're going to be more fun. Hey, y'all. Yeah, hey, Jessica. How you doing, love? So you're late to the party. I'm going to pull a couple cards for you, Jessica, since you're late to the party. And then I will do Kim. I just saw Kim. Okay, Kim. We're going to do you too. We're going to do Jessica and Kim. All right, so I'm going to pull 2 sets of cards. One for both of you. And I'll pull 2 from the other one. These are pre-cards and then postcards. Okay, Jessica, you've got the house. I already pulled these, but you got the house. I'm just going to go ahead with it because you knew you didn't see them earlier. Yes, Miss Cindy, you can. So you got the house and the liquor bottle. And so what that means for me is that there's some, and again, it's Christmas, it's Thanksgiving. This is celebrations at the house, but I think there's some repairs that need to be done because you keep getting the old house, not the new house. So know that I said that. You also got the 3 of Swords. You got the Ace of Swords, and you got to move. I also say that, I want to say a prediction that there's a health issue with somebody who may need a minor surgery. I see everything will be right. Everything will be okay, but there's a minor surgery that needs to take place. Now, that ain't the best news, but it's coming up, and it is the holidays, so be careful. If it's a surgery we know about, I recommend trying to get it before the holidays, so for the insurance changes. So I will tell you that, Jessica. Okay. This is Kim's pile. The next pile is Kim's pile. Kim, you've got the bear and the crown. So that has to be about some. I would say it's a male crown, not the female. We have the female crown. This is the male crown. So I have a feeling that this is about somebody in your life. And then there's friendship, and then there's another couple. So what I would be careful with, Kim, so this looks like a very good friendship about to start with another male or a male and female couple. The male is going to be a little dominant. I'm going to say that to you. I don't see love. I see more of a friendship to start. He might already be in another relationship or getting out of it. I want to say that. But I kind of think if he is in a relationship, it would be a marriage relationship versus a non-married relationship because of the sword that's the woman's holding. So I would say that, okay? So know that I see someone new coming into your life. Looks like a friendship to start, but it could go somewhere else if y'all choose to do so. Because I don't get any definite love vibes in it, more of a friendship. Okay, and let's see. Miss Cindy, your turn. I'll pull these two for you, and then get you 3 more out of here. 1, 2, and I dropped one. Which one did I drop? Because that's going to have to go to you, whatever it is. And that means why I dropped it. So, y'all heard somebody won the $4 million in Metairie lottery? Wasn't me. I'm in counter. Anyway, Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords. I'll do these first. Then the Thief of Swords, and then the Celebration card. So what that tells me is that you're going to avoid a surgery that is going to be meant to happen. So I would say pay attention to that. And then there's stop reading. Stop books. So no, don't stop reading. What I want to say to you, it just says learn more about whatever's going on with you health-wise. And it looks like that, and stop reading into it too much. And I think you're going to be able to prevent a surgery and or procedures, what it's looking like, because there's celebration behind it. So, Miss Cindy, I'm going to tell you that. All right. So, all right, folks. It is 9:15, and we're losing people in the room, and so I am probably going to do one more reading if somebody puts up that they want one, and then I'm calling it a night. The first one I see is who's going to get it, whether it's TikTok or somewhere else. So, if you want a quick card pull, I need to know. Because the room is starting to dwindle because it is the night before Thanksgiving. So I understand that. So I don't see anything on TikTok. I don't see anything else. So anyway, then I'm going to end. Oh, thank you, Kayla. Kayla says she would love one. Well, Kayla, you will end the night, love. So 1, 2, 3. Love you too, Celeste. 3. And then we'll get 2 from over here in the symbology deck. 1, 2. And you've got Purple Heart. Let me see something. You got Emperor, another male, and then the people here. Do you understand that? Do you have? And again, I usually don't do mediumship readings when I do these, but I kind of feel this does, because purple for me means lone, or feeling alone, and the heart feeling alone. And then I've got this. Looks like this. And Purple Hearts. I kind of think this guy might have been in the military. He's an older gentleman, but he's remembered more for his younger days and his accomplishments. So I see love coming for him during these holiday season. So I want you to think about that and send some love there. Okay? So go ahead and do that. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Y'all have a great night. I will see y'all next Wednesday for more numerology. So if you're keeping up, you can learn it, or go back on YouTube and rewatch it if you're cooking. That's possible. Okay. I will be going to this one and saying thank you for joining me tonight on Touching Eternity, the podcast. I'm your host, Sid Patrick. Check out soon for some ghost haunting things that'll be coming up. You have a happy Thanksgiving too, Jess.